I will keep it very brief. I will say
It's
that
okay.
your father is given a story that pretty much makes Gerard completely harmless and makes him seem like a ridiculous fantasy theorist who probably was hunting for space unicorns or something like that, and is not in any way, that your talk of a plot and all the rest of it just becomes a detail of a silly story to one foolish man and one victimized man, and so your father is convinced that it is nothing but a silly event that fortunately he's making sure that you do not suffer any bureaucratic consequences. Your contract will not be changed. So he decides you don't need to be, taught a lesson or something like that as part of this as well. So
How convenient. I mean, well, good.
But I'm more like I'm the kind of a folie hat.
yeah,
Do you know that?
yeah,
Yes.
exactly, right.
So
That's your
conspiracy theorist.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
And our fan mail has started to all of our. We have one in the audience pool. So let us continue. Who is going to do what?
I
could, since after I went through Gerard's living quarters and looked through everything, I got Nia got. She kind of suspects that he's investigating something and not being a part of something.
Right.
So she will search Gerard out, and not very directly because she wants to, feel it out, but tells him about, that.
Well, before you say that, tell us where we are.
I don't know, where's his living quarters?
Yeah, I think that was my suggestion.
Right. Well, you have already sneaked through his living quarters at least once, right? So
yeah,
you already have the digital key.
That's right.
Well,
Yeah, getting in there is no problem. So,
Yeah,
well, I don't know if you're going to do that, but do you want to meet him there and talk with him?
Yes, I want to see him, so I don't have to sneak.
Oh, excellent. Well, I would like to point out that this is considered fairly friendly. These are very private. These are the only places in the ship that are a little bit private, and all of you suspect that they are not really all that private. But so yes, this is a fairly friendly thing to do, right? So I'm not objecting, just giving you a little bit of context.
A fairly friendly thing to do to invite yourself
in the quarters to
okay.
To say if somebody is there, to go there to talk to them. I mean, it's much more appropriate to send a message or something and meet for coffee or something like that. It's not inappropriate. It's just, if bad-minded people who had nothing better to talk about saw this, they would talk.
I don't think I am a person that cares about that kind of things.
Just
so
okay.
Yeah, but I'm probably aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that anyone, so what's basically happening is that I get some kind of note or some kind of equivalent of an email
let's actually let Sandra tell us exactly. She says you are actually in the quarters together, in the room together, which to me seems like a cross between I think these places look a little bit better than a crew member's ship on an old sailing ship, right? Or a submarine or something. They are not that practical, but they aren't much better. They are kind of a little bit down from a room at a college.
Yeah.
So if you have a crewman's quarters on a ship, which is like a closet, and then you have a college room for students in a dormitory, which is kind of a crappy hotel room, then it's right in between those two.
Yeah.
So
and there's a lot of, I think what I thought about it last time. I think in our living quarters there's a lot of noise, like background noise from the
You're right. You mentioned that there's banging
coming from the fans and it's not silent at all.
Right.
It's not, there's no swift space traveling here. It's like it's always background noise of different kinds. So basically we're
those
in
terrible
my
noises like air brakes.
And yeah. And also smells that you shouldn't be in this,
I got you.
because it's
all right.
So we're in my quarter, and I mean,
Sandra, go ahead and tell us what she's saying and things. I think we'll let Sandra take the lead.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I go there, and since it seems that Gerard is looking at something and is not a part of something, I very quietly speak to him, and not going into detail, but tell him that I, very quietly, just in case there's some microphone or something taking up a noise. So the background noise is the, anyway. So, and I tell him that I apologize and tell him that I heard some rumors, and they said that you had some suspicious papers in your room, so I sneaked in here a while ago and had a look at them. And after looking at them and having some conversations with the people I trust, I've decided to come to you. And when we were on Moonville, I found a document naming a specific destination, and I saw the same destination with the papers that you were working on.
And this one, and I'm pointing towards the big map of different things.
Yes, it looks like it can be that.
Have the two of you ever interacted before?
No.
I think that's a conflict.
I am enjoying this. This is like a meeting of minds.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they're reinforcing each other's perceptions and worries and suspicions. So I like the idea of the two of them starting to talk, back and forth about what's going on, right?
Yeah. I saw this destination, and
Sam, if Sam could see this, she's like, just freaking cook, would you do something?
And I'm wondering if you know anything about it.
Okay. First, we must take one thing at a time. I just would like to say that you being into my room when I'm not here, I'm really honored. I didn't think that the work that I've done was anything up until really recently. I thought it was just some kind of mind obsession of mine, but understanding that this had some kind of meaning for someone else, and you could actually look at it and understand things, it kind of gives me as a person a new direction in life, and I'm really honored to have you here, and I really this is
Go get that last fan mail out to him.
Oh my god!
Thank you for not getting angry with me.
No, this is great. It's like confirmation. The two of you are just going to hell together. This is great.
The thing I also see, I'm not very good. I'm always trying to prove to others that I'm worthy and doing a lot more than I'm supposed to do. And I'm not at all. I wasn't up until recently. I didn't think that this was that important. Now I can see your attention, and I will also be talking to this mech guy, you know, Mark.
You guys
and he
both
had and he had also some really interesting perspectives of this, and my notion now is that I say we because you have already added to this. We might be onto something, and it might not be good to keep this as open as it is now.
Well,
I'm putting on. Yeah,
I can confirm that we are onto something. I just don't want to speak more. Well, I don't really know the details. I know some things, but I don't want to be too specific of it yet. I think we gotta figure out things first, because the more people know, the more danger this, I don't know, mission, if you like, would be in greater danger. And
we are all in danger in this.
Worst woman that Gerard could possibly meet.
It's beautiful.
I know. It's wonderful. Go on. Okay. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't see a conflict between the two of you or something, but do you want to but I do see a problem that you may have, Gerard.
Yes. Can I address that problem? Because it's that's okay. How do we keep this secret, and how do we save this in a good way and continue our work without having to expose this? How do we remove this map and put it somewhere else? Do you know anyone that could help us with this?
I do actually. I have friends in places.
Oh, good. In place.
I don't want to out anyone, so I will talk to her myself and see if she could be of help.
All right.
But for keeping it a secret, you know, I haven't told you anything. I just confirmed. So just, you know, keep doing what you're doing, since we haven't gotten in trouble yet. Well, most.
Yeah, but I kind of, my spider sense feels that there's trouble coming. Yeah. Yep. Right now, Garth is probably calling my sister, for an example. I tell you that.
I'll deal with that in a moment. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect you to understand that reference, but that is a potential catastrophe that one might. So I really feel now, you coming in here and this really makes me understand that can I say we? Are you with me on this?
As long as you prove that you're not, that as long as you can, as long as you're looking things up and not being a part of whatever that is, you can say we.
So you basically want to know that I'm not part of any. This is a creation of my own.
You don't need to prove anything from
right. She's saying she already does.
Yes. I went through your stuff, and that's why I chose it.
You went through my stuff, and you're legit. All right.